So what's up, YouTube? I have the mask on my mouth. Okay. So I know my appearance is kind of crazy and spooky, but I am detoxifying and deep cleaning my face with a mint julep mask clay thingy. It feels good. It's very tingly. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you guys a story about me and 3 weeks ago how I decided to become a Christian. I know this may sound crazy. You guys are like, what? You're a Christian? I'm going to be like, yeah, I am. Well, I was. Okay, so let me explain to you. I went to Chick-fil-A a couple hours before I had to go. This is Bernie. A couple hours before I had to go to work. So I was sitting in Chick-fil-A doing my schoolwork, but I was super sleepy. It was like, I was sleepy. So I laid my head down and fell asleep. It was like 12 o'clock at that time. It was this black man sitting next to me at the table next to me eating his food. So I'm asleep and I feel a tap on my shoulder. I put my head up and I look up and it's the black man that was sitting right there. He was like, oh, you're sitting here, you're asleep. You know, he's obviously, you know, African or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, look at the time and it's like 2:30. I was like, what the hell? Like, how long have he been sitting there? Like, it's 2:30. And like you've been watching me sleep? What's going on? So he was like, you know, he did say that. He was like, you know, I was here when you were sleeping and I wanted to make sure you were okay. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine, just bored, you know, doing my schoolwork. He said, well, what are you studying? I'm like, hypnotherapy and alternative medicine. Right now I'm looking into world religions. And he just got so ecstatic. He was so happy. He was like, oh really? Oh, let me sit here. Is it okay if I sit here? Would you like some food? Would you like something to drink? I was like, I mean, well, you know, I said something to drink, you know what I'm saying? So he went and got me a lemonade. And we're sitting here talking about what I'm in school for. He's like, so what's your belief right now? And I was like, I believe in myself. You know, I believe in a higher power, a divine being, but I don't look at that divine being as a he or a she. Now, you may hear me refer to the divine as a she because I'm a she. I am God. God is me. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I'm going to speak about God as if I'm speaking about myself. So I went there, I gave him my story about how I was a Christian, how I'm no longer a Christian, reasons why. So he was telling me how he's from Zimbabwe and he grew up in a family that did ancestral worship and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, what's poppin'? Yeah. So he's sitting here, we're talking, and he's like, oh, now I'm a Christian and stuff like that. God has changed my life. Back maybe in I think it was 1994, you know, I was convicted of something for having a firearm and they were going to charge me, and I prayed every day. I didn't know who I was praying to, but I prayed every day for 3 months and God dropped the charges, and I knew then that Jesus Christ was the one. I said, well, mister, how do you know that it was Jesus Christ that you were praying to? He was like, because my wife told me, you know, that there's a church here. But he never really answered that question, you know, correctly. You know, I never really got a direct answer. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to stop, you know. So I told him, I said, you know, mister, I understand, you know, you're a Christian and you feel this way, but I'm an African American. You are a African man. You weren't born here. You know what I'm saying? You were born over there in the motherland. I was born here. My ancestors had to go through hell. You know what I'm saying? They were stripped from their spirituality, their language, everything. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ didn't come over here with us. You know what I'm saying? It was beat into us. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm like, are you sure? Because of the fact that you're just like totally like pushing off this entire situation. Your ancestors didn't have to go through this. Mine did. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're the same people, two different, your ancestors didn't have to go through this. He's like, I understand what you're saying, but God is, Jesus, he's a powerful man. And I'm just like, all right, you know, all right. So he was like, you know, you are doing all of this because you are looking for God. I'm like, I'm not looking for God. He's like, you're looking for God, blah, 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 blah. So, long story short, he takes me to his church. I haven't been in the church in I don't know how long. He takes me to his church. I'm just like, okay, nice. So we sitting there talking. I'm steady telling him, you know, do it, you know what I'm saying? I done been down Islam. I done been down Buddhism, all of that other stuff. He was like, well, can you give Jesus a try? I said I grew up in Christianity. He was like, can you give him another try? Please, please, please. I'm just like, sir, I can't, you know, tell you that I can do that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's what I can do because more than likely I'm not going to go through with it. He was like, just give it a try. I bet you if you give your life over to Jesus Christ right now, you know, miracles will happen. I said, all right, cool. What's popping? So I accepted Jesus Christ into my life. I did whatever ritual I accept Jesus into my life that he had me do. And what happened? My life turned into fucking hell afterwards. What? He was like, would you like to, I want you to come back to my church the following Sunday and give your testimony. I ain't showing back to that man church. He been calling my phone, all this other stuff. Not showing back to the... Mister, ain't no big miracle happen. Like, what did I do? I never did do the ritual to get rid of Jesus again. So I think technically I'm still a Christian. But y'all, don't fall asleep in Chick-fil-A because you might wake up a Christian. I'm just saying. Like, I be getting myself into some crazy stuff. And then I was like 30 minutes, 45 minutes late for work. Dealing with this man because he wanted to pray and... The stuff I get myself into, y'all.